So the things that I wish I would have been taught sooner, like the number one thing I have like written down in my notes is failing more. The people who don't fail never try. And that is, Steve Harvey said that actually. That is something that has really resonated with me. The same teaching that is given to all the students does not work for everyone. Kids are taught the same thing the same way, and not a lot of kids learn that way, honestly. And I feel like it started off very young from the school system that we are taught not to fail and that failing is bad. So we get into the real world and we don't know how to fail. We're scared to even try because the failure is there and it scares us. The first thing that I wish I was taught was like, that's the first thing, failing more. Failing is the opportunity to do it again better. I feel like it's all about perspective. If you fail, you have the opportunity to do it again and learn from your mistake and do it better. I really wish that I would have learned this. I am definitely going to encourage my kids to fail, if that sounds funny, to get back up and to not let that failure stop them, and each failure will be a learning lesson for them. Another thing that I saw this like in a picture, I don't know who said it. Being broke is hard and being wealthy is hard. You choose your hard. Being rich is hard, being broke is hard. Both things are hard. Getting that success is hard, and nobody's gonna knock on your door and give it to you, and nobody's gonna push you. You push yourself. And that is something that I'm gonna teach my kids, that both lifestyles are hard. You know, you choose your hard. If you stay in the position that you are in, you're never gonna get the success, the wealth, anything that you want. Me personally, I'd rather take some sacrifices now to have an abundance in the future. And another thing that I really stuck with me, that I used to hear, is risk takers are money makers. As I was saying, risk takers are money makers. People who take the highest risk get the highest outcome. You know, the big risk takers get the biggest outcome of them all. If you take a small risk, you might get a small outcome. The reward isn't as great as if you take a big risk. It takes a lot of courage to take a big risk. And the other thing that I want to teach my kids is not quitting. When you quit, when you try something and you quit, it's over. That's it. That's guaranteed failure. That you're gonna fail and that you are not gonna get to where you want to be. But if you don't quit, and if you are consistent, even if you fail the first time, the second time, or the third time, every time you fail, you are one step closer to getting where you want to be. That is something that is really hard for me, because I mean, who likes to fail, right? Everyone would love to win at everything, and everyone would love to make it big in what they do, but sadly that's not how life is. Even if you tried multiple times and you still can't get it, you know, keep trying, or try it in a different way. Another thing that I want to teach my kids is financial education. There are 3 different types of education in this world. The first one is scholastic education, which is basically, you know, education you learn in school from pre-K all the way to college. That's scholastic education. The next is like a doctor, lawyer, you know, that profession type of education, your kind of your career. And the next is an education that is not taught in our school system at all, which is financial education. Financial education is buying a house, credit. A lot of kids get out of school not even knowing what a financial statement is, a balance sheet, assets and liabilities. Like, those are things that a lot of people aren't taught until, you know, you read a book or you see like YouTube videos on financial education. But I think financial education is so important, the most important education you can have. So that's definitely, you know, reading books, watching YouTube videos, like investing is really important, real estate. So every day I'm learning more, and that is something that I want to teach them, to always be growing their financial education. Another thing that I want to teach my kids is being grateful in every situation. Being grateful in your highs and being grateful in your lows, because in life you are not always going to be high in your highs. Even wealthy people, they get in their lows sometimes, and people think, how can rich people be depressed? Like, it's there and it's real. And you know, always be grateful that you wake up. Be grateful that you have a roof over your head. Be grateful that you have food on your table. Be grateful that you have legs to walk, arms, you can get up and do whatever you want. A lot of people have to depend on someone else to take them and do the things that they want to do, and that's something that I want to teach them, to always be grateful in every circumstance, in your highs and your lows. And when I'm feeling that I am ungrateful, I remind myself things that I have that other people don't have. You should leave your children enough so they can do anything, but not enough so they do nothing. And Warren Buffett, I believe, actually said that if they learn something, nobody could take that away from them, and that is always going to stick with them. The last thing that I want to teach my kids, my children, is entrepreneurship. I didn't know about entrepreneurship growing up. I didn't see it in my house. I didn't see it around me, like a friend or anything like that. I was in school, middle school, elementary, middle school, high school. It wasn't until I reached out to it, until I looked for it, that I knew about it. But I did not know. I didn't know that that was even an option for me. I just grew up thinking, like, what do I want to be when I grow up? Like, what job do I want? I didn't know what an entrepreneur was until literally like my junior year of high school. Maybe some of you, had that advantage of knowing that sooner. Maybe your family has a business, someone taught you it at an early age. But for me, that wasn't the case. I didn't know. I learned about entrepreneurship through an amazing book that has changed so many lives. It has changed my life as well. It is called Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. He is an entrepreneur. That is someone that I consider is my mentor. I was able to realize that I didn't want a job. I wanted to create jobs. Always seek financial education. That is gold right there. That is so valuable. And those are the things that I want to teach my children above more things. Like, the first thing I want to teach them about God. That is the number one thing I want to teach them. But those are kind of basic the things I want to teach them. I am trying to implement, it is very hard, but I am trying to implement positive discipline, because I want them to grow up to be strong, confident men, because I do have 3 boys right now. That's basically it for this video. That is the things that I have been thinking a lot about, because when you're a mom, well, at least for me, I think about my future and I think about their future. What do I want to give to them, So just think about that. If you're a parent, try to teach your kids the most that you can. Well, that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new, please subscribe, like, and I will definitely be posting more videos like this, different types of videos, because I like to change things up, and hopefully you guys will like that. So thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.